Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look at race number 4 at Belmont Park on a stakes-laden Sunday afternoon card. Here's the field for the Grade 2 Pilgrim, potentially an important prep for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. This race at a mile and a 16th on the inner turf course. $200,000 is the purse. Todd Pletcher has the number 3, Annapolis. 6-5 on the morning line. Just a good-looking son of Warfront who ran to his looks and his backing in a debut at Saratoga.
He was very impressive winning first time out. He was no secret that day, Dan. Big pedigree for big connections, and he won like an even money shot in that race. Boy, he's 6-5 on the line here. He's facing a couple of other talented horses, though.
Let's throw up the Timeform US pace projector. It is a short field. The two horses expected to be in front after a quarter mile or so are both trying turf for the first time. The 5, Dr. Jeff, was a gate-to-wire winner in his debut on dirt, stretching out after a 5th in the Saratoga Special. Midnight Worker, a horse that was pace-pressing winner of his debut at the Spa. Those horses should be forward. It's all about whether they can handle the turf.
Yeah, the turf and the step up in class here. I think they're facing 3 pretty good horses here, Dan. So, we'll see what happens. I don't know if just getting loose on the lead is going to be enough for one of those horses to defeat this field.
But it might set things up for a stalker and a closer. And Portfolio Company, the number 1, Limited Liability, the 4, they both exit a paceless race. The Grade 3 with anticipation race will show you right now. It was won by the well-bred pace setter Coinage, who just went to the front and dropped the anchor on this field. Portfolio Company is moving into second, has a look at this. You see Limited Liability, the gray horse, gradually easing to the outside. I think you could argue that maybe both of these horses were pace compromised.
They definitely were both pace compromised in here. This race, they just walked on the early lead, and for whatever reason, neither one of them got forward until it was too late. Portfolio Company actually ran very well in there, Dan. He got a little headstrong behind that slow pace. He took a run at the winner, was turned away in the stretch, but he was a good second. It just sort of felt like Limited Liability was never in position to win that race.
And he has a tendency, Portfolio Company, to pull in his races, maybe breaking from the inside post. Joel Rosario can gather him up and get some early cover. And maybe that'll get this horse to relax and perhaps provide a late kick. Midnight Worker, as we mentioned, expected to be one of the pace setters, trying turf for the first time, going out for Todd Pletcher. I thought his maiden win was okay. You rarely see a Pletcher horse pick $22 at Saratoga first out. Maybe that's kind of a negative. Ran on the sapling against a decent enough horse in his second lifetime start. I got to look at his most recent turf work. I mean, he kind of dusted a horse that's not very good from the Pletcher barn, Vacay. I thought he looked good in that race. I just wish he had a little bit more turf in the pedigree.
That was my problem too. I mean, as far as I can tell, his first 2 dirt starts are fine. I don't think he ran fine winning first time out. He was okay last time going the mile. To me, I just don't see the turf pedigree that makes me feel like he's going to really jump up against 3 really talented turf horses in this field.
The horse that the folks are going to prefer to the other Pletcher train runner in this race is Todd's number 3, Annapolis. Just watch this debut. Just a big, strong, good-looking horse rallying from off of the pace on the outside. And once he gets into the clear here under a rad, he really takes no prisoners. Once he changes leads right there, he's going to put these horses in the rearview mirror, earns a very respectable 76 buyer. I have a feeling this horse is really good.
I do too. That was the sort of the word leading up to his debut. He did not disappoint. Irad just took a hold of this horse early, did not try to get him forward. He also never really, saved that much ground either. Just kept him on the outside to make sure he was clear. The horse did the rest. He was really impressive first time out.
Now, Limited Liability is up next, and this horse was a good-looking debut winner for Shug, who sent out some live 2-year-olds across the country this year to win their debuts. Limited Liability, we saw him run third as the favorite in the With Anticipation. Just no pace in there. Interesting the Shug adds the blinkers, maybe to get him in the race earlier?
Yeah, I wonder what that's about. I don't know how much I love that, but this horse did look really good when he won first time out. He sat last that day as well, or almost last anyway. He was at the back of that pack. He got a good trip in there, but he also really ran through the stretch. I don't know, Dan, again, I just didn't think he was ever in position to do anything With Anticipation last time. Jose Ortiz raided the break with this horse. As soon as the gates opened, he took a hold of this horse. He was last as the winner was just walking on a slow pace. To me, this horse had no chance last time.
The expected pace setter is the 5, Dr. Jeff, debut winner of an off-turf race at Belmont with an excellent Buyer's speed figure. No match for High Oak, and subsequent Hopeful Stakes winner Gunite win the beaten favorite in the Saratoga Special. But he got involved in a pretty hot pace battle that day. He probably won't have to work as hard to get the lead in here, but it's a surface switch, stretching out in distance. While I like the street bosses on turf, again, I wish there was a little more in the female side of the family.
Yeah, great. I like the street bosses on turf too, but I didn't see anything on the bottom. This horse's debut was okay. He was entered main track only that day. And he just, got loose on the lead there, won very easily. I guess he ran fine last time, but it's not like it was a, total meltdown. Dan, the horse he was on the lead with was Gunite, and Gunite was still there at the end. This horse was not. I don't know. He's not for me, but he's going to be a big price if you like him.
City at Night, the 6 cross entered in the Laurel Futurity on Saturday. I wouldn't be surprised if he runs here. He's 10-1 on the morning line, but I would expect this horse to take a nice step forward. Let's watch his debut at Kentucky Downs. This is a very testing track. He's going a mile. He actually makes the lead as they turn into that long straight with a little bit more than a quarter mile remaining. And all in all, I thought this was a good second place effort. The problem is this is a big step up in class against some talented 2-year-olds.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I mean, he runs fine in here for a first-time starter. He was, I thought he was in a good spot early. It felt like the pace was pretty solid in here, but he was away from it. He did sort of make the first run up there to challenge the leaders. He's on his wrong lead, getting tired at the end. But all in all, a pretty good learning experience first time out. He really does have to take a step forward, though.
Top pick time for the grade 2 Pilgrim. I'm going to try to zig when everyone else is zagging. Midnight Worker, as we talked about, I don't love this horse's turf pedigree, but I like the experience he's gained from his 2 starts, especially the last race around 2 turns at Monmouth. I think he's going to get close to the pace. He's going to be a giant price. Maybe he'll get the jump on these horses turning into the stretch, but boy, I'd need at least 8 to 10-1, and I'm not sure I'm going to get it in a short field.
Yeah, we'll see how they bet it. It feels like the 3 main names in here are going to take most of the money, though. So you might do all right on that in that regard. I just sort of felt like Dan, limited liability of the 3 horses that I thought were the main contenders. He's going to be the best price, and that's why I took him. I'm willing to give him another chance off of the with anticipation. Where again, I just didn't think he had a fair chance that day.
Mike's going with Shug. Limited liability, 4135. I'll go 2143, but I'm very curious to see what we get from Annapolis in the grade 2 Pilgrim on Sunday at Belmont. Good luck.